The money wasn't even there yet, and it was just about comics.
It was just about paper.
Man.
Literally, ironically, right? Just paper.
Yeah, dude. What's up, YouTubian?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Greetings, Earthlings.
However, whenever you're watching this, we appreciate you because you already know time is expensive.
Thank you for tuning in.
And thank you for subscribing, bot or not. We appreciate you. But if you're here for the first time, this show is about anything and everything
Creative.
Anything that sparks your creativity in whatever medium you dabble in.
Expressing your creative soul.
And welcome to an episode of Creativity
Unsheathed.
I'm Oliver Seawell.
And I'm the brother Nino.
And yes, we are brothers.
Yes.
And this is the show where we feel
that greed leads to destruction.
Yes.
It does not end well.
No matter what you're greedy about, if you don't want to admit it, but you have to admit it to yourself eventually.
Just look what happened to Judas.
Yep. Sold out Jesus just for
a few silver dollars.
If he's willing to do that, man.
Yeah.
What let alone about this movie?
For real.
And why we're talking about this and what we're looking in today is comic book villains.
Yes. Very independent underground movie, I believe.
Yeah, if you know the actors, you've probably seen them in some later movie down the road.
Yeah.
Donnell Loge, he was in the Blade film.
Played Bullock in Gotham TV series.
Mm-hmm. Probably the most notable ones that I know of, as far as comic books.
Right? DJ Qualls.
Right.
The new guy.
New guy in Hustle and Flow.
Hustle and Flow, Made beats.
Right.
He was in an episode of Supernatural.
Oh, yeah.
And The Hunter.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
Of course, right? How can I forget Course?
Oh, Marmaduke. He's so crazy.
Man.
Yeah, and then later on it becomes a werewolf.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was a good one.
What a career. And of course, you get Natasha Lyonne from the American Pie franchise.
Yeah. Carrie Elvis. Men in Tights.
That's probably the biggest one for him.
Despero in Psych.
And then he was in Liar Liar.
Oh yeah. The Claw.
And Michael Rappaport. You just know him in the sports world.
Higher Learning.
Oh yeah, he was.
He was in Zebrahead.
I just know him from the sports world and basketball especially. Not a big fan, but yeah, he's in this movie. But very independent film, and this film says it all in its title: comic book villains. You can say we're following a four-corner opposition as far as characters wanting the same theme, and that theme being a comic book collection. A collection dating back to like the golden age. So you, as a comic book collector, you already know you're going to expect some old school books.
Yes.
And you have two rivaling comic book store owners hearing about this such collection by instigator, and he fills them in about this collection. You have one store played by Donnell Loge, who plays the character
McGillicuddy.
Yeah, Raymond McGillicuddy. He plays this, the die-hard collector, the die-hard store owner, the one who knows the underground and doesn't really pay no mind to the mainstream comics, right? He loves comics. He knows the creators, the whole ins and out of the industry, and just the history of comics.
Yeah, he knows how to shop talk.
Yeah. And his rivaling comic book store is ran by a married couple, and they're played by Michael Rappaport and Natasha Lyonne. And they're in it just for the money. You can probably say they are the representation of the 90s boom of comics and just that shift in pop culture and, slammers. You name it, they're probably selling it, and you probably stumbled upon the comic book store like a Starbucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it was that hot during the 90s.
Yeah.
And this couple, they didn't really care about, the creators or anything of such. They just wanted the money and what this IPs represent.
It's like you have this corporate run run versus an indie run shop.
Yeah,
You get that the feel.
Yep, totally.
Yeah. We came across shops like that in the city. You get two different vibes, but they're still selling the same product.
In the Bay Area, in different towns, different states, you get the perspectives of stores.
Yes,
you know,
it's like what they carry, what they sell, what some do and some don't. You know,
and you get a perspective of the area. You know, like I guess the audience that the store tries to go after.
Yeah,
you know. The story continues where these two stores want this collection. You know, at first, Natasha Lyonne's character, she wasn't fully on board because they didn't have the money. But then she had the comic book guide. She was looking through it, and she was just in love with the money. Like the dollar signs were in her eyes, and like that was her motivation. And you know, now from that point on, she was on board, and she was willing to do whatever it took.
Yeah.
Same for Raymond McGillicuddy. The person that they had to persuade is the mother of the collector who passed away.
Right.
And her being so attached to her son and knowing that he just passed, like she couldn't give up her son's things.
Yeah.
So you have these two store owners and, you know, just faking it till they make it.
Trying to do menial chores for her, just to get in her good graces.
Right, and just really becoming the villain, right? Who can be the bigger villain, hence the title.
Right.
DJ Qualls' character, he is the friend and the loyal customer of McGillicuddy's store.
Right.
So he's on the side of McGillicuddy and just trying to help, not necessarily persuade the mother, but more of he gained a friendship with her.
Right.
He was gaining a perspective on life outside of comic books.
Right.
You know, outside of the stories that was taking him out of reality. You know, he's being reintroduced to the world, you know. Boy Meets World, try to get out of it, knowing how comic books are considered a kiddie theme, right? But can find a balance, which he did later on in the film. He just gets caught in this crossfire when Raymond McGillicuddy brings in this character into the story, played by Cary Elwes. He tried to hire him for muscle, just to put fear into this rivaling, into the married couple, because he wants to be known as that one collector at Comic-Con, right? He doesn't care about the money; he wants to be known at Comic-Con, right? But for Cary Elwes' character, he loved comics too.
Right.
And in knowing it was the collection of all collections, the Holy Grail, he had to have it for himself.
Right.
And, you know, I get it as far as why the audience should be caring about this collection, you know. And I believe Cary Elwes produced this film.
Yeah, put some money in that one.
I mean, even DJ Qualls put money in this film, but it's like just knowing that, like maybe that's why Cary Elwes' character got put in there.
Right.
Because I think there is multiple studios backing this movie, but it's like if they were going to fund it, maybe they just needed more drama. Right. There was like that forced romance with Cary Elwes' character. It's like it totally ruined the flow of the third act.
For sure.
You know.
For sure. Like, it could have been written better.
You know, you could probably revved up the villainy of both store owners. Like what else could they have gone?
Nothing against Carrie, but just take out that character and just have those two go at it like Tex Avery, like cartoons, you know, to the death. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I totally agree. Just leave it between them two. I mean, seeing this collection, I'd wanted to. But I wouldn't go to the extreme as what they did. I mean,
no way, because then that just comes back, dude. It's like, it doesn't matter.
Whether we believe in karma or not, it's gonna come back to you for sure, man.
Yeah.
Again, that third act. Okay, as a collector, it really hit me when seeing his truck hitting the pond and now it's ruined. It's like
in the long box too, floating in the water.
Damn, dude, what a waste.
They better be 90s comics.
Like overly produced.
Those better be free comic book day.
For real, man.
Even those have value.
All the critical damage to the comic books in this movie. You know, the fire that happened at McGillicuddy's store. Like, I wonder if those were real or just like just the cover, you know, not the actual thing, but just printouts. You know what I mean?
Just put the cover.
The key issues at that. I'm like, man, that's one collection not in the circulation market.
Man, it's gone.
Man. You know, as far as the books that were falling on her bed, those look like 90s books. Right? Like maybe independent or overly produced
like
foil covers.
A couple image books.
Yeah, totally.
Like, oh shit. Ripclaw? What the hell? Pit? Savage Dragon?
What the heck? I mean, I don't know if this is the definition of greed. Man, I don't know what is. Yeah, I mean this movie just really has that, just really defines it, you know. And
Yeah.
it just being about comics at that, and the money wasn't even there yet, and it was just about comics.
It was just about paper.
Man,
Literally, ironically, right? Just paper.
yeah, dude. In the opening of this film, we get to see the inside of McGillicuddy's store, and you really see that it's unorganized, but there's an essence of his store that really feels like you can be comfortable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't always have to be flashy, but there's character to it.
Yes.
You know, there's a character to his store, and you know, as the camera was panning through it, and you know, you get to see everything. You know, there was some person like wearing a clerk shirt, and it's like, I wonder what does clerks have to do with this film? Like, didn't show that Kevin Smith was part of it or anything.
Right.
Maybe it's just that whole like, it's just a shout out, you know, just for starting that independent wave of movies.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure.
But hey, I mean, it was just cool to see that, and I wonder if Kevin Smith saw it.
Yeah. Oh shit, clerk shirt.
Yeah, DJ Cole's character, I mean, I really had a like relatability with him, and just what his character was contemplating on, you know, and just being a collector ourselves, right? And just knowing that there is something more than just comics.
Yeah.
But it's more of just finding that balance. And I mean, you don't have to travel necessarily, you know, you have to travel within, you know. It really sounds spirituality aspect to it, but you know, it is part of it.
Yeah.
You know,
Just, like, check back into reality, you know.
oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's just all about balance, you know.
You know how you mentioned that it didn't end well for everybody within this story, but for DJ Qualls' character, you'd probably say he got the better end of it.
Yeah.
You know?
With no intentions, right?
Yeah, right? And,
Just good intention.
and just being that friend to the mother.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
That was like the universe just rewarding him for such.
Yeah,
and,
no doubt.
you know, it's like the universe knows, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You guys have to watch this film and see that ending, because he does end up with something more than just comics. I mean, if you're a collector, you'll know, and you'll see what he ends up with and what he does with it. For our film theory for this ending, hence being the title Comic Book Villains, what were you saying? Like, the biggest villain of all in this story was the instigator, right?
Instigator, yeah.
Who was tipping these two comic book stores about this collection, right?
Yeah.
So it's like he's the instigator, and at the end of the day, since both store owners are no longer up,
Yeah.
he overtook the married couple store.
Yeah.
Or if anything, started his own.
Yeah.
And now he's like the only comic book store
In the town.
right?
Yeah.
It's as if like that's his main goal.
Yeah, to get all the money, be the sole owner of the only comic shop in town.
Right? Because if you look at it, his intention, like in both stores, he was just looking around as if what to do, or how to upgrade a store, or how to run a store, how to organize it better.
Right.
And just getting the vibes of both stores. And it's like, oh, okay, maybe if I had a customer base like such,
Right,
like,
right.
I can have this best store ever.
Man, I wonder now, it's like, since the two store owners of both stores are no longer around, like, if he was able to keep whatever or salvage whatever comic books.
I'm sure, because now,
Yeah,
you know,
like, I'll buy them all.
right.
Yeah.
So just take over what's left, and just and
Open up your own shop.
just
Yeah.
continue whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's our film theory, y'all. But like, it didn't end like that. But it's just, what if it ended like that, or
Yeah.
like that was just the bigger picture,
Yeah.
and which would have made a better story, you know, if it was written this way.
Because he did open us.
He did end up doing it,
Yeah.
but you know, it's just, it would have been better if that was part.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, that's definitely our film theory of our what if.
Yeah, for sure.
If I'm gonna have to rate it out of 5, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Yeah, just because of the third act and having the forced fifth opposition with Carrie Elwes's character and his girlfriend, and just adding that drama and their love scene and romance. Like,
Yeah.
you know, maybe it was a checklist for this movie, like, you need a romance scene,
Right.
but it definitely hurt the third act.
I'm gonna go with that as well. Like 3.5. I feel like they could have talked more about the comics. I mean, still keep everything else, you know, the mom and everything, the feud, but like discuss more about the comics that they're after instead of Carrie Elwes's character with his wife, you know what I mean, or girlfriend, whatever.
Right.
It's like, why are they fighting for these comics? Talk about that more, you know, more shop talk, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. Or better yet, our film theory.
Yeah.
You know, throw in more of the instigator. You know what I mean?
Like have him talk about those comics.
Yeah. Or like his goal. Like, why else tell these stories about it? Like, why don't you want it? Or,
exactly. Why not you?
Yeah.
Well, what's your end? What are you telling us?
Mm-hmm. That would have been more better drama and to the story of comic book villain. You know,
like a good twist.
Yeah. And
the instigator is like the real villain of the whole movie. Totally.
Because I mean, I feel like the way it was written with the opening, you know, how McGillicuddy was testing him his geek knowledge.
Yeah.
As far as what you know about comics,
right.
And then McGillicuddy was saying like, all right, give me the first appearance of such characters.
Right.
You know, I feel like that was the centerpiece of this story. Like what started it all, as far as like a discussion between any fan person that you come across in the comic book store, you know, or on the street, you know, whoever's wearing a shirt, and then you want to start testing them.
Right.
Like, all right, you wearing a Spider-Man shirt? What do you know about issue such and such on this page? Like,
or who drew that character, or who drew that design?
Right. Like you start. Right. Like I feel like that's the centerpiece of what started, you know, for this movie. Totally experienced that though in our years of collecting, as far as like people testing us, like, oh, who's this and that, or like what issue did this come out on? Like, you know, honestly, I don't know. Like, you know, we haven't read a lot. We don't have enough money to read everybody, or it's like every character doesn't resonate with us. You know, it's like we don't read a lot of characters.
Right.
As far as knowing continuity, you know what I mean? Because like we weren't there of the birth of like Marvel or DC. You know what I mean? It's like you know, but for today's now age, you know, anybody can Google it and they can easily say, oh yeah, I know Marvel, I know DC because I Googled it.
Yeah.
But then now it's different. Today it's like instead of Googling it, you have to read it.
Yeah.
You know, to be considered that. You know,
or you gotta read a lot of comics of said character to be an aficionado now.
Right. And you can't just Google it and like that's just cheap or it's easy. You know, it's like. The fandom has definitely shifted in the opposite direction. You know how now it's cool, and like now it's like the most popular thing, and everybody wants to be in on it.
Yeah, they want to be part of it now.
Right, but this movie was ahead of its time.
It's like you can put this movie and then the episode of The Simpsons.
Oh yeah, at the comic book convention, right?
On top of the Bartman comic book.
Yeah, right, and how it's marketing and affecting the customer.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
as far as of just wanting such collection.
$7.99 for a comic book from $1.25.
70 cents.
Order 35 cents.
Man.
Frank Miller's first Daredevil, 35 cents.
Man, dude. The greed for collection.
Goes for any collection now, or any collecting community.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true. Music collection, like, or like a random ass collection. You wouldn't have thought that it'd be that valuable.
Like even like a tea set,
cookie jar,
anything. You know what I mean? Just because of what it is.
Yeah,
and just because what people know.
Right.
That's it. What they know, they know. Pawn Stars.
Oh, dude,
it's no different.
Yeah,
everyone's trying to get the big buck. Like, I don't know much about it, but I heard there's a lot of money in it, so what can I get for it? That's it, right?
Right, and then you always see like, oh, well, it says this much.
The second edition. This is it's not the first edition.
Right.
Like, oh, what? It's not the right one.
Yeah. It just shows how people want that fast cash.
Yeah.
You know, whatever have you, but you know, just the greed being the centerpiece of it all.
Yeah.
No.
For sure.
You know, all in all, y'all, value it for how you see it. If you're a collector, it'll probably hit the heartstrings for you. I don't see it on any streaming services at the moment, but if you do, hey.
Yeah, check out the trailer if you can.
Yep, definitely.
See if you like it.
If you can find a physical copy, whatever bin you guys find it in, you know, definitely cherish the physical medium.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're that kind of a collector.
Yeah, for sure.
And you didn't know this movie existed? Now you know.
Now you know.
But definitely a movie ahead of its time, because this movie came out any later, it'll probably hold up.
Maybe better, like marketed better, maybe be in theaters, more people would watch it.
Oh yeah, for sure, and make maybe like a better studio would back it up.
Like release it during the summer, in the middle of all this, the MCU, the Kick-Ass.
Yep.
Super, all that. The comic book hype.
Definitely movie ahead its time, but again, it's there in cinematic history, and for you to go look at yourselves.
Yes, please do.
If you watch this episode all the way to this point, we highly appreciate you. We really do.
Thank you very much, y'all.
And we already know that we're going to end this episode with a motivational quote for y'all, and let the value hit you for what it's worth. But if you heard this before, by all means, just let it be a self-reflection of where we are today.
In the present.
And this one is by...
Maybe Stan Lee? With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, hey, yeah, Stan Lee said it, but everyone said it's Uncle Ben. But, you know, if you actually read those comics, it's just a caption. You know,
Nobody said it.
Yeah, nobody said it. You know, that can just be a quote for everyday life. You know, just the gifts that we're born with, you know, and the power of words.
That totally goes with today.
Yeah.
All day, every day in life.
Yep. In today's age, everyone has a podcast and really expressing and exercising their First Amendment of free speech. But just remember that, you know, words are powerful too.
Yeah.
You know, just do your best to have that balance of positivity. No matter if you have a negative input on certain things or point of views, you know, just always try to find a balance. And, you know, no matter where you stand, have an open mind to both sides. And to everything that's going on.
Yeah, I don't want to be all political right now, but just like all the protesting going on right now.
Yeah.
Power of words, and then now it's coming down to action. So
yeah,
it is what it is right now.
Right, you're vibing with us. You know, thank you, and you know,
yes, thank you.
And you know, just gotta keep progressing and keep putting into practice.
Yeah.
And
keep on going. Don't give up. Fight the good fight.
Yeah. And, you know, we're not gonna pretend that we know you guys, but the relatability is there, and find a value for what it's worth. But you know, we're just here sharing it, and the movie picks you.
Yeah, for sure.
So
the universe leads you, and you pick it.
So yeah, yo. I mean, again, if you reached to this point of the video, we thank you. We really appreciate you. But if you're here for the first time, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, you know, comment below, you know, if you've had your own experience of a comic book villain.
For real. Let us know what you want us to review.
Yeah, for sure. But, you know, in the meantime, stay creative, keep creating.
Stay independent, have your own voice.
Do your best as a human being to stay motivated and to keep on going.
Yeah, man. Kill the negativity, spread the positivity.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Peace.
Peace. Was the first appearance of Human Torch.
I know that one.
Wrong. No, you don't.